Hi everybody, it's Erica Galinas from Century 21 Affiliated here in Lowell. I have our October market update for you. Not a lot has changed. It's all good news. The only major change I actually see is I was looking back at the one I did for the September market, and I'm wearing a sundress. And now, today in November, I am wearing a sweater and there's an inch of snow. So that's really the only big change I saw. It's all still really, really good news. So where we are for October, so this is through October 1st, end of the month, Halloween. Average sales price, $232,500, so $232,500. Average sales price in September, $226,806. So that is again, up of 2.5% in sales price. This is fantastic numbers. We went from July was about 210, August about 214, a little bump there. September 226, which is almost over $8,000 bump, and then from September October we went up another for $6,000 plus dollars. That's tremendous. Overall, since the beginning of the year, our home prices in Lowell are up 10.5%. So what that means is, and this is no guarantee, and check your prospectus or whatever it is, if you had a house at the beginning of the year that was worth $200,000 in the town of Lowell, by the end of October, it is now worth $220 plus $1,000. It's an average. Some houses obviously are going to be plus, some are going to be more, but these are really, really fantastic numbers. To go from an average sales price of $210 to $232 in the space of 4 months is an excellent hot market. Total units sold in October, we sold $7.1 million of property in the town of Lowell. 31 units, which is a little less, but only by a handful. It was 37 in September, so that's not really a big change. Average days on market, so from the day you list your house until the day that you get a contract, 69 days. It was 61 in September, so it's an extra week. That's not indicative of any bad thing. It's probably school started, people had to take kids to football practice, their holidays and stuff like that. So it just means that there was less time, which is understandable in the fall. New listings in October, some of these I think have already sold in October, so this number might be a little off, but we had 25 new listings in October. The average list price for those listings is $268,000. So in September, that average list price was $259,000. So again, you're looking at a jump of almost $10,000 in the average list price. Now there's no guarantee that it's going to sell for that much or anything, but I will tell you this, and this is another really fantastic number for our market. In July, list to sales price. So we've talked about this before. This is basically for every dollar, you're going to get X amount of cents. So July, our list to sales price was 96.6 cents. So for every dollar you've listed your house for, you're going to get 96.6 cents for that dollar. July, 96.6. August, 97.9. September, 98.6. October, 99.3%. So for every dollar you listed your house for in October, you got 99.3% of that dollar in cents. That's kind of an analogy, but you know what I mean. So let's just say you listed your house for $100,000, sell it in October, you got $99,300 for it, which is a tremendous percentage of that list to sales price. National average, I think, is about 94%, somewhere around there. Northwest Indiana as a whole, we have a lot of good things happening right now with Illinois traffic coming in and aging populations and stuff. So I think our average around here is like 96.5%. In the town of Lowell, 99.3%. So that is a huge number. Overall, since the beginning of the year, our home prices are up 10.5%. We're selling them for 99.3% of list price. We have a tremendously hot market here in Lowell. Now, obviously, stuff is going to slow down a little bit because it's Christmas and no one wants to move. I will say this, though, because I hear that all the time from people who are thinking of selling. There are advantages to listing your house in December, January, February, March. One is that reload companies, so companies that are looking to relocate, so maybe from the Ford plant, they want a little bit of country acreage here in Lowell, so they'll drive up to Egwish every day and stuff like that. They do most of their relocations at the beginning of the year. So you would be able to trade on that relocation traffic. We have an excellent reload department here at Century 21 affiliated. We can certainly hook you into that traffic. The biggest thing and the biggest advantage, what you have, is that you don't have much competition. So if you're like, I'm going to list in the spring, and 5 of your neighbors are like, we're going to list in the spring. So everybody hits the market on April 15th of 2019. It's you, it's 5 other houses. So for every buyer in that price range who's looking for your kind of house, now has 5 choices. So if there's always a limited buyer pool. They're going to be competing with each other. So if you have, I'm going to just make up a number, 10 people looking at these 5 types of houses in Lowell, you're going to have lower prices. Just that's supply and demand. That's how it works. If you have 1 house and 10 buyers looking, they are going to really get you a good sales price on your house. So if you don't have a specific reason why you don't want to sell in the wintertime, maybe your kids are in school or you're moving away and you don't want to do it in the snow or some reason, that's fine. But if you don't really have a good reason to and you're just kind of thinking about it, absolutely think about listing your house now. You will gain an advantage on that. You'll see as we go through these numbers through the winter that the total number of units sold will go down because there's less traffic. We may very well see continued rises in sales prices because these houses are still in demand. You have less competition, more buyers fighting over them. That does nothing but benefit sellers. So like I said, if you're thinking about selling, wait until spring, but you don't have a reason to wait, give me a call because this may absolutely be the best time for you to get on the market. It's not really, again, much in trends. We still have a bunch of new construction going around, which is, again, good for our town. It means that we're valuable to invest in. One thing I did look into is multi-units. So when you have a lot of buyers trying to get into a town, but they can't, they don't have the credit or they don't have the money to buy into our rising sales prices, they're going to want to rent. So there's a number of multi-units listed here in town. There's a big one downtown. There's the big white building on Commercial with the cool kind of rounded porch. That one's for sale. It is a multi-unit property. There's a couple of duplex properties that are for sale here in town. If you are thinking about investing in real estate, they say real estate makes your fortune. If you just want a couple extra bucks every month, give me a call. We can certainly sit down and see if this is the right choice. Because the math is let's say it cost you $700 to own a property, a rental property. So that's your mortgage payment. That's, you want to make sure that you have taxes you got to pay, you got insurance. You want to have a little cushion in case, there's a plumbing repair, vacancy rates. There's all this math and I can sit down and go through it. It's pretty straightforward. You have $700, $800 in expenses every month, but you have a duplex that's pulling in $800 per side, then that other $800 is pretty much gravy. Running rental units, it's probably a little more complicated than you think, but also a little less complicated than you think. So absolutely give me a call. We can sit down, run some numbers, kind of talk about how all that works and see if picking up one of these multi-units is right for you. Because again, this little market, with all these buyers trying to get in here, some of them are going to be left out and some of them are going to want to rent, which drives your rental rates right up. The other thing I wanted to mention, if you are waiting for spring, you're thinking, most people are like, oh, I gotta paint my living room, I gotta update X, something like that. Call your agent. Call me. I'm an agent. I can help you go through your house, sit down, figure out what the best bang for your buck and your time is. There's, some rules of thumb. Kitchen and bathroom updates usually bring in the most money. But the 2 things that an agent can help you do is figure out, is it worth it? So we'll put comparable properties that have sold and we'll look at the pictures and say like, well, this one had an updated kitchen and it sold for $12,000 more than this other one. Maybe we should look at doing a kitchen thing. We'll also be able to look at stuff and be like, what buyers are looking for in the market today. So everybody has their own personal taste and that is awesome and most of them are super admirable. But if buyers today are young and are looking for a kitchen that looks like an IKEA and you drop $15,000 in to update your kitchen to make it look Tuscany style, guess what? You have literally just cost yourself money because not only, it's all brand new and it's all fancy, but it's not what buyers are looking for now. So if you're thinking of listing in spring, you're thinking of doing some updates, call your agent. happy to help. Sit down, kind of look at things, here's what's going on. We may be able to come up with, a list of stuff that you can do over a weekend for almost free. Something like just doing a deep clean of a bathroom and, changing some bath mats might be enough to boost you up to make your house look awesome when you're finally ready to list. Yeah, any agent should be able to help you with that. You can always call me or text me, email me anytime. I've done a lot of working with younger buyers, that kind of the kids that are moving into houses now, their first house, that kind of thing. And things are different than they were, even 5 years ago when I first started in real estate. So we can talk about some of those kinds of things. That's it. That's all I got. Nothing but good news. We're up 10.5% on the year of sales prices. We're at 99.3% of our list price. We are doing really, really well. If you have any questions, obviously, if you want to list or buy a house, call me, text me, email me. But even if you just have questions, I'm happy to help. There's always time to help people out to make sure you're making the best plan for your future. We're usually talking about pretty tremendous amounts of money, so don't feel silly about calling even if you think it's a dumb question. My policy is there are no dumb questions. Call me or text me anytime, 219-765-2062. Send me an email if it's easier, Erica G, ERICAG at C21affiliated.com. You can find me on Facebook. The name of my Facebook page is Home Sales by Erica. Send me a private message, post something on the wall. I check it all the time. Or go to my website, homesalesbyerica.com. That's ERICA. You can do property searches. I have my blog there with all kinds of information, other informational videos on manufactured homes and earnest money and all kinds of different things. And I have buyer and seller guides that I can drop in the mail to you anytime. So that's it. Hopefully we won't have 15 feet of snow by Christmas the way it's looking so far. And I hope you guys have a fantastic month. I'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye-bye.